Three, two, one. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Hey, welcome to the Spiritual View. I'm Elizabeth, and I am so happy to we have Dawn here today, Jen, Angie, Sari, Marsha. So I want to welcome you all, and please know that we're so glad you're here at the Spiritual View. This is really a safe place where we explore spiritual information and guidance, mindfulness, meditation, free readings for you guys that include astrology, numerology, Akashic Records, channeled messages, so much inspiration from these amazing, talented, beautiful women. So if you haven't met us all, welcome in. But I see a lot of friendly faces in the chat. We're so grateful. Please remember to hit the like. We like you, so like us back. And even if you don't like us, please hit the like and subscribe if you're new. And just real quick, we will be back Friday for more, but our time has changed. It's 6 now. So do remember that. And then on, where's my calendar? Is it the 19th, Jen? Or the 20th? We'll be doing our monthly event. So that'll be really cool. The 20th. Thank you, sweetheart. So yeah, be sure to come for that, you guys. So I am going to turn it over now to Sari, who it's very early in the morning where she is. So she's just going to help us tune in and take a deep breath. We're going to get a little zen now. Okay, everybody, let's go. Be sure to put your questions, comments in the chat, and we'll be sure to look for what we can do to answer your questions. So thank you, Sari. I'm going to turn it over to you.
That's great. I welcome everyone. And it's not even light outside where I live. And I just flew back from the East Coast, so I'm a little on fumes. Anyway, it's important to start the week being grounded and centered. And we're going to talk about the energies this week in a conversation. But let's start first by everyone relaxing in your chair, your space, closing your eyes, and we're going to take it down a notch. You can do this energetic clearing in the morning, in the evening, whenever it suits you, and you can do it as fast or slow as you wish. We're just going to go through all the chakras very quickly, ground with Mother Earth, ask for our protection, and we will be set for this session. Imagine that there is this beautiful, iridescent, sparkly white light about 2 feet above our head, what we call the soul star chakra. And we're just going to admire this light as we take a couple of nice, deep cleansing breaths in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Just relax. In through the nose once again. Exhale through the mouth. Continue to do a couple of nice, deep cleansing breaths as we allow this beautiful, iridescent, sparkly white light come down to meet our crown chakra, the top of our forehead, cleansing, balancing, aligning, moving down to the third eye, allowing our clairs to open up, our intuition to reach its full potential. Continuing to move down to the throat chakra. We actually have Archangel Gabriel here to allow us to speak our truth and to keep our truth clear, concise, authentic. Moving down to the heart chakra, Archangel Raphael, here with us today to remind us that we need to stay in the vibration of love. Cleansing, balancing, keeping that heart chakra open. Moving down to the solar plexus, where we access and find our joy. Yellow is associated often with this chakra. Moving down to the sacral, our creative juices, aligning, cleansing, balancing. Moving down to the root chakra, the top of the legs, the color red, allowing us to feel safe and secure in our space. That beautiful iridescent light continues down our legs, our knees, ankles, feet, out our toes, deep into Mother Gaia. Feel the groundedness of your energy as Mother Gaia supports each of us to feel safe, secure, grounded. She allows that light to return back to our feet, coming through our ankles, knees, legs, back up through the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown, really balancing all of our chakras and going up way into the heavens to connect us with Source. That beautiful iridescent light comes around each of us in a cone of protective light. We have Archangel Michael here, who is our protector of our space, our protector of our hearts, our protector of our intentions. Let our intentions with all of the archangels be pure, and that only the energy of divine source be around each of us for today and the coming days to follow. We are clear, we are sacred, we are blessed, and we are protected. And ladies and gentlemen, you are clear. So now take a nice sigh. You're relaxed. We're ready to go to have a great conversation. Over to you, Dawn.
Hello, hello. Yes, I had downloaded messages from this card. So I'll let you guys take a good look at it. This is called Willing Release. It's from the Seven Energies Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And it's very much about, for me, the simple thing about the dandelion. Number one, it is incredibly useful all the way. The yellow petals can become tea. The plant's leaves can become, salads and very high-end restaurants. That's what you get. The roots can also become tea, or if you really dry it out, it's like a chicory type coffee. So it's full of usefulness. But and it seems like it would be a mundane thing, but to me, it's really not. And this particular image reminds me of that transformational moment of once the dandelion has had its bloom and it's ready to seed. Where I grew up, we would take those exactly seed things and we'd blow on them for wishes. And you would send that off into the air, and that would be your wishes coming true. And for me, this is kind of the download that I've been getting with all of this astrology energy going on. Anything is possible right now. Anything. And it may seem like all of this is, there's no doubt, don't worry about who's going to get elected. I would say vote your conscience, be who you are. But in the end, the same problems are going to exist for whoever is in charge. That is going to be true in many, many different countries, right? And the thing is that you go into a personal level, because what's happening is, while all this illusion that's taking place out there, and things are going to be, part of this is that we're going to have truth coming out. There's going to be quite a lot of deception dumped with it. I think in my reading, I talk about, in news, there's a Friday night dump where anything that you want to bury, you throw out on Friday with a bunch of other stuff and hope nobody notices. That's going to be what this energy is going to be, especially through the eclipses going on. We're going to get a lot of things that are coming out, and you have to trust the inside here as to what is true or not. The truth, I think, of the most essential thing to remember is we are going to be fine. This is being cleaned out for a reason. It is going to get messy. It's going to get chaotic, but we are going to be fine. And so I would say conserve your energy. Don't get in anger. I think some of the things that are going to come out are probably going to be, everybody's going to get a little ticked. But I think that what's going to happen is that you need to say, okay, I would have made different decisions if I would have known, but I have to move from this point on. And otherwise you just get caught up in the monkey wheel of thoughts. Just step back and say, okay, I'll deal with how things are now. And also to not give in to any kind of fear mentality, because there's a lot of illusion going on. And when you are in either fear or in anger, that's a way to control people. That's the first thing that you have to watch out for, and just don't get involved in those kind of conversations, because it's really not any truth involved in that. So I think that is one of the things that we need to be aware of because of the astrology that's out there. I think that I get the strong message coming in that and this is a time for us who are on a higher timeline to really use manifestation. Anything is this. I keep getting the message. Anything is possible. Don't pay attention to this fake stuff going on over here. You can do anything and have anything you want. I am traveling in Europe. Hello. And it's not about, I'm not a rich person, but I'm doing what I want. I'm doing the things that make me happy. And it's about resources, and it doesn't have to be about the money. And if that makes you happy, the things that you're doing, step forward, do whatever you want to do, because it's perfectly possible for you to succeed in whatever it is that you are. If you are destined for it, now is the time to make it happen. Especially if it's for your greatest and highest good. And the part about going towards your greatest and highest good, as you do that helps the collective. So you going towards your greatest and highest good is going to help the collective move towards its greatest and highest good, because you are in a higher vibration and you're bringing everybody else up. So I know all of us have been feeling this astrology. I think, Angie, did you want to say something about something you had going on? Or
your card that you pulled. So the willing release, I think you said it was called. Immediately I was like, oh, 10 of Pentacles, Liz Houston deck. So if you can see that here, it's super interesting because it has the same wishing portion of the dandelions there. And what I find really interesting about her rendition is this antique dress, this ground, like this heavily embedded, it's like late 1800s, and she's climbing up out of herself in this old life. It's like not forgetting the ancestors, yes, staying grounded, not forgetting those lessons, but climbing up out of the old and stepping into the new. And you just said resources. Everybody always thinks about money, right? 10 of Pentacles is more than just, oh, we got a lot of money coming. It's it's the tree of life. It's the many roots connected to everything. And resources doesn't, let's look at it differently and see resources as being resourceful. You can still travel. You can still do things. People go, oh, I don't have the money. Well, keep saying that, because then you're really not going to. But can you be resourceful? Right. And in addition to that, this is a Virgo card, the 7, 8, 9s, 10s of Pentacles, mutable energy. So we did have I have it on my notes today. I just wrote, honey, I'm home, because we have Virgo moving back into its home Mercury moving back into one of its homes in Virgo. And the 1 degree, thank you, Marsha, for getting me like obsessed about Sabian symbols. Now that is like, oh my gosh, such a fun rabbit hole. But it's a man's head for 1 degrees Virgo. And it's like, what's important? What's unique about us? It's like those, it's our personal evolution, the aha moment, the light bulb coming on within that and going, oh,
need, money isn't everything. That's so antiquated, climbing up out of that and going, I can go and be a little traveling Wilberry. I always think of Sagittarius as a traveling Wilberry, just like I want to go here, I want to go there, and being quite happy to do that. But I can do that if I'm resourceful. So instead of Hades snatching off her veil, we're at the point where we're like, now I'm in control, the personal autonomy within that learning. And I think that's where we need to focus is, yes, everything's going on around us, but how are we resourceful within that? What is our personal accountability? Where are we growing up? Where are we all grown up? And I just think that is such a cool addition to your card there. And it's also on page 139, which is a 13, which is you had 49, which is also a 13. So that's that rebirth energy, right? Climbing up out of that something old. And she says here, honoring the endowment from your roots and the unique life that you live. So that connects back to that uniqueness of the Sabian symbol of a man's head and going, I'm responsible. I have something to offer from these struggles that can be of use moving forward. And I can look at this struggle in a different way, not as woe is me, but as in, what am I learning and how can I bring that learning to other people through that? So I think that is just so, so cool. 10 of Pentacles can be too, like, this is the way we do things, and going, nope, not for me. Thanks. So I think those tie together really, really cool. And as you were talking, I was getting the Oasis, the Don't Look Back in Anger song of look inside. I can't remember the actual lyric there. Look inside like the confines of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? So it's how we look at those things too. And Marsha's always saying, everything, I'm always happy. Like if you find that sunshine in you, then you're exuding that to your family. Your family exudes that to the people around them. Those people send it off, and it's that ricochet effect, right? So that is just the willing release of the old. And like, we are fantastic. It is the way we see things. We do have wisdom. We do have things to offer, but sometimes we have to climb out of that old way, that stuck patterns, those ways of thinking to do that.
Yeah, if I can chime in just for a second to say that, John, what I was writing down in the margin the second you pulled that card was actively transmute. Like lean into, I'm going to really play with this energy and I'm going to come out on top of it. And so as you were talking, I just started scrying down, anything is possible. So why not assume that your wish will be granted? When you pick that dandelion and you blow on it, you believe it's going to be granted. Don't believe the doom and gloom. It's such an easy pivot. And you kind of just have to be your own cheerleader and talk yourself into it. So, and then I thought a little bit of Jen and Cerie's reading yesterday. And Jen, I don't know what it was you said, but it was something to the effect of, and it tied in with what I was thinking. What if you believed that was the only option, was winning? What if you believed the only option was it's going to turn out good? I tell you what, that is the only option, because the universe will deliver what you believe, not necessarily what you think. It is your belief, because behind the belief is the emotion. So really try to actively transmute that over the next couple months, and you'll march into 2025 just, not on the struggle bus.
I think that we're learning that 2024 may not be our year, but 2025 is actually looking better. I do think that, this Capricorn, this last Pluto and Capricorn thing is kind of going to be rough for us, because that's what I keep getting in all of my readings. It's just like this next little patch is going to be kind of a rough patch. But once we get through it, we are on the other side of this thing, and it looks way brighter for all of us. And like the dandelion thing for me, did remind me of not the end of the world, the end of the illusion. And so, I mean, I just think that we're all onto the same energy. And I love that, you know, the connection that we're pulling out from this is the empowered state that we can take from this.
Yeah, and I had the dandelion story I have. I was in Tennessee and spent a week in an assisted living facility caring for one of my siblings. And one of the women that has Alzheimer's very much doesn't really have the ability to say much, but you never know what your energy emanates in terms of how powerful it is around other people. And I had no clue how my energy was coming across. And this one woman walked up in front of me and said in front of a whole group of people, "You have the most amazing energy and you are so positive and you leave me very happy when you're here." And so I'm not saying this for me. I'm saying this because our energies really do have the opportunity to shift others, their perspectives, their energy, and transcend any kind of negativity or dark energy or lower, denser energy. So when you need encouragement to stay in the light, know that people see and feel your energy, that positivity, no matter where you are, and it just shines from you. And it was a really good lesson for me that you've got to let your light shine and keep it strong no matter what, because people need it. And people who are not like us are going to need it even more in this transition. So it was a woman who doesn't know where she is and kind of walked up in clear clarity and said what she said, and the whole room just kind of stopped. And I was like, wow, what a miracle. But your presence and your energy is so absolutely important. And do not forget that, because the power is within each of us. And again, it's being and emanating this beautiful frequency of love. I just thought I'd add that.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Suri, thank you for sharing that. My mom passed from Alzheimer's and couldn't speak at the end, so you brought me to tears. All right.
What a cool way I just love when everybody's like, when we kind of play off of each other, and as we're each talking, we're like writing notes and we're getting our own downloads off of what each other says. And I think that's probably just my favorite thing, is just to see how everything really is so connected, and everybody in the world has picked up a dandelion and made a wish. That is something that, I would think is universally acknowledged or in experience. I don't know that to be true for sure. I'm sure, I don't know if dandelions are everywhere now. That could be another fun rabbit hole, but it's just a beautiful connection. And the more you can make your own connection to you beautiful, that is going to emanate outwards and push in people that even don't have working memory available to them, can feel and see that, because it's not a memory, it's a feeling. So I just think that is beautiful. Last week, guys, on our Monday call, just as an aside, I still have up to the full moon on our table, the environmental energy. We had Explorer, the change, the 32 card. We had new blueprints with that butterfly of changing the way we can change those DNA codes if they get changed to us by trauma or things that happen in our lives. We can also then alter them back or alter them onto a new level. And then who just said it? Either Sari or Marsha, shine your light. And it's that 44 card. So how cool is that? That's just so neat. And what a cool wrap up.
So I think we are ready to transition over to the readings, and we're starting with you, Angie. So do you want to go ahead and pull out your dice so you can pick your person? You're muted. You're muted.
Yep, guys. Just anytime, if you shoot a number in the comments at any time, I'm gonna usually do that for when I pull cards for someone. So just if you'd like whatever comes out message, go ahead and put those numbers into the comments, and then I'll head it over, or I'll push it back over to Dawn, and then I'll circle back around at the end after Sari before she closes. Oh, I just rolled a 7. Who was the first? That'd be Natisha. Okay. A couple people had that. I can do that now, guys, or I can circle back around, whatever you'd prefer there.
Angie, I saw a question from Natisha that she had mentioned her grandmother was trying to send her a message and wondered if we might. There it is.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, maybe a card
Sure.
around that message.
Message to thank you, Marsha, so much. Okay, we just got the 6 of Swords, so that is Spirit indeed trying to bring you to calmer waters. So she's trying to give you a message that she wants you to kind of rein it in. I'm getting rein it in. Do you see how the figure here is burying her head in the plumage of the spirit carrier? And now this is a stage card as well. So the 6 of Swords here is denoting that something isn't as it seems. So if you think you're seeing something as negative, it's not as it seems. If you're seeing something as, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever, like a little bit of caveat emptor there. Just make sure you have your mind and your P's and Q's, and you have your wits about you, because something isn't as it seems on this journey, but she is trying to show you signs. She just doesn't want you to run away from it. So it's whatever you are kind of like, la, 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 don't want to hear, don't want to see. She's going, it's okay. It's something regarding your healing here. Up in the corner of this deck, it took me forever to even see it. It's the Black Panther, which is the 44 card of Take Back Your Power. And that's in the Colette Baron Reed Animal Spirits deck. So whatever you are kind of biting your fingernails about here, is where she's trying to say it's going to be okay. Look for the signs. It is relating to your healing. And funny, not funny that we had a 7 roll there, because that would be that angelic frequency here. It could be regarding a King of Pentacles, or just Turian energy, or a Turian time. Maybe somebody coming in your environment here that just comes with a little bit of a I like it my way or the highway energy. Could be an older person. This could also be a boss or an authority figure of some sort, maybe a father figure. Again, another card, we got double 5s after that. Something isn't as it seems, but it will be. 5s are changeable energy that can change very quickly. This is kind of like about cutting off your nose to spite your own face here. Jealousy, strife, competition, feeling like something's kind of at your back, or that nagging feeling that somebody's trying to take something from you, perhaps. Maybe this authority figure is trying to usurp your power in some way. After that, I don't see you reacting to the 3 spilt cups. I don't see you reacting to the spilt milk. This is a unique rendition of the 5 of Cups in the Houston deck. Instead of looking at the 3, she's focusing on the 2 and her dream, what she's holding there up in the moon. There's some person or some dream that you're now focusing on, this 2 cups, and there's a lot of sensuality tied here with this red root energy as well. Turians are very sensual creatures. They're just usually not as outwardly talking about it. They save that for private times. But this is walking away from some kind of mental anguish here, instead of swimming around in that same lake of troubled waters. We want to try to find that tributary that leads us back out to the ocean. And it is attached to your feelings here. Okay. And this also means that you have to look at those hard thoughts, those hard feelings. What are they trying to tell you? Because you're carrying this. She doesn't want you to carry it. Whatever you are carrying that feels like a burden, she wants you to see that right here when you look up, instead of looking down in your lap and focusing on that burden. This is actually a map out of the mental prison here, and into the King of Cups. So, which is very, very spicy here. Ace of Wands, there is an opportunity coming here. It feels like she's trying to lead you back there and let you know that you have the key here to your own happiness. You have to unlock this potential, and only you alone. So if you're looking to somebody else, you're giving your authority away in some kind of way, that would be betraying ourselves. And we need to focus on what is in that 2 cups, what is in our dream. Okay. Take it out of the moon. Don't be afraid of it. But we're not going to get to that place if we're staying in that troubled waters. You've got to go with the flow and get on that raft and follow it out, because what's waiting for you on the other side is head and heart balance. And your soul is the one that rides out that chariot. But it is the key here, to unlocking. So she wants you to move towards not what you should do, but what you want to do in your heart. She is trying to show you that. How is that? I hope that helps you, Miss Letitia.
Hello there. I'm going to be reading for Larissa. So let me just jump up here. And I had pulled some cards already. Larissa, you've got really good energy going on right now. One of the things that came out was this imperfect harmony. And I feel like that is your vibration. And what I really, really love is the musical notes and everything here. It's just like music bringing happiness and joy and dance. And I feel like that is the energy that we should all be bringing out in each other. And then I got this close encounters, and I have been getting messages all over the place that synchronicities are going to be loud, and we are getting messages from our higher selves and from our guides and from our angels. And I really, really believe that you're also going to be running into people that you're supposed to be meeting at this time. I think those are the synchronicities that are going to be coming in for you. I think that you're going to come across people, and one of the things I'll show you in a second is that I think some of those, because of the other cards I'll be showing you, it is about people that we've shared past lives with. It's all like we're getting the band back together, right? It's like the people that we really have spent lifetimes with are coming all together now, and you get a chance to be a part of that again in a much better time frame. This is unprecedented, this time that we're in, and being in that perfect harmony and listening to those synchronicities comes with this bearing fruit energy that we are all able to manifest what we've always wanted, or part of our path, right? What is for your greatest and highest good? And when you go towards what is your greatest and highest good, you get riches beyond imagining, because the universe can give us so much better than we can even think that we want. I got the Fool stepping out. This is the just jumped out like the Fool card with be willing to take risks and take chances and be yourself. I always feel like the Fool is so much about being herself. And the energy is, she also is a Queen of Pentacles. She can take care of herself. She's involved in nature. I feel that is one of the biggest things that will really be helping us, is that we stay in touch with with trees, with flowers, with plants, with grass, with water, with all of the elements. I mean, you can listen to the sound of the leaves in the trees that are drying. You can hear them blowing against each other. Those are the things that are just that little bit of extra magic. And this is why I think we're going to be running into people from past lives. I feel that this is that message of, people that we've shared a lot of things with. And now they're going to be coming back into our lives because we're all moving into this higher level. And it's like, okay, we're all going to do this together. And this is kind of one of those big moments. In astrology, it's like this is considered an unprecedented time that we're going to be moving through for even the next couple of years. It's going to be wild and wacky and things won't get settled and it'll be months and months and months. But it's like, in the meantime, you can do what you can manifest what you want. That's the part that everybody's going to find so unbelievable, is that you're able to, when everything looks like, oh, what's going on here? You're ignoring that, going, I'm on this joyride over here. And it is just some powerful manifestation. Oh, I just had another thing coming out. Messages coming in. Be open to messages coming in. I really feel that the guidance is going to be there for us. You just have to remain open and in that very high vibe place. Let me get one more card for Larissa. One more card. Ooh, okay, that's card. Three of Pentacles, working together with other people. And you can learn from each other. The master, the journeyman, the apprentice. You can all learn from each other. So I hope that was a good message for you, Larissa, because I really feel like vibrationally, you're where you should be, and take advantage of those synchronicities that are going to be coming into your life. So I will pass the baton on to Elizabeth, I believe is coming up next. So go ahead. I have to take off.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sweetheart. Love you. Thank you for being here. Have a great evening where you are. Okay, hey, I'm reading for Neon Patriarchy, which is going to be really cool. Hey, I hope you're still here. Listen, about your question and your friend that I know you feel you have a connection with, I think it's been a little ongoing thing. I don't know if you met this person at work, but I believe when you met, there was a feeling that you could be part of a team. We're a team, we can accomplish goals together. I believe also, and I'm going to show you why, but that you're very, very intuitive. And probably you felt some sort of soul connection, Neon, to this. Soulmates. But whether you chickened out or this other person has chickened out, the communication has stopped, right? And so for some reason, I want you to know, I think she's disconnected from you, but happy for you. Okay. There's good energy here, but somehow there's been a lack of communication about what you really want. Now, I feel like you are going through a period of spiritual shedding. This is being a soldier. This is putting the action in. I need you to get out of your head and more into action. Okay, Neon? Really important. And to also understand that you are a channeler. Okay. So I want you to pay a lot of attention to what you really feel in your heart and in your gut and get out of the monkey mind about this. Okay. It's more about you. And oddly enough, truth came out, which is interesting. And then this energy, as you are Neon, the patriarchy, this is about father energy. This is about taking back your power out of the head into action with or without this person. I think that there is a connection between you and this person, but it's kind of at a distance. And this is more about you going through this phase and really growing spiritually more than it is, and about loving yourself more than it is a connection with someone. But I do want you to know, with this beautiful birds card, number 12, Angie 3, Empress energy. The yin and yang in you, you need to find balance. And that's really important when I speak to you about the spiritual shedding. It really is about being very balanced in your life. So you can be a channeler, you can receive the messages. And you, if it's necessary because of this card, I need you to set yourself free. There is a message here about open conversation. So if it's a situation where you really can have a heart to heart with this person, you should do it. Yes, Neon, of course. And it's really time for you to focus on that. This definitely is an indication if you want to talk, it's about engaging in conversations with your heart, your body, your spirit, open conversation being the medicine, but this is also open conversation between you and the divine, you and yourself, you and your higher consciousness. And then lastly, I want you to know about this is, wait, where is it? It's really important that there is a need for you to have companionship, community, support, and friendship. Loneliness is debilitating. So if it's not this person, I want you to go out, have fun, bring joy into your life. Don't overthink this person. If it truly is a soulmate, that connection will be there and you can have these conversations. But this is about you loving you and going out and having some fun and not being trapped by the mental chatter about this. And you're super intuitive. So I know that you can really guide your higher consciousness through this. And I hope that helps. So I'm going to give it over to Marsha now. So Neon, I hope that helped. Thank you for being here.
Okay, and I am going to read for Zen Phoenix. I think it's Zen Phoenix 11. So I was pulling some cards there, pre-shuffling, connecting to your energy. You are in a growth cycle. And I want you to lean into the truth that this spiral is one of the oldest symbols in history, dating back tens of thousands of millions of years when people didn't have letters, they could make symbols. So your ancestors are just reassuring you that this is a growth cycle for you right now. I then pulled a few tarot cards for you, and you come out with the current energy of 5 of Pentacles. So somewhere you are feeling lack mindset, could have been loss of a job, loss of something material, or feeling shut out from something. The way to move past that is get your inspiration back. Be on the alert for, quick messages that may come to you. And the outcome, we get temperance. So kind of just sitting here tapping into the energy, asking spirit, well, what really is going on with her? And what I heard was growth is disorienting. Okay. We feel out of place. We don't know where our next foothold is going to be. That's okay. You're supposed to be on that path right now. Pages are always messengers, little lily pads, as I like to call them, show up for your next step. There will be a message. You'll know what to do. And you are going to balance this growth period, but enjoy the growth. Don't hide away from it. And so I asked Spirit, what's some advice we can give her? And I pulled one more card from the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck. Excuse me. And we got gratitude. And I know initially you may be thinking, well, yeah, give gratitude for the things in our life, our abundance, and all the things around us. But look very carefully at the symbolism. That's a candle. 1, you need to hone your intention, okay? Intention in your heart, in your kind of solar plexus, okay? And you need to shine your light brighter. The advice here is to shine brighter. I'm not going to read what that says, but that is basically the message there. So I pulled one more card from the tarot about advice from you, and we get High Priestess. So you know, you know you're a High Priestess, but something in this latest growth cycle has just tripped you up. And like I said, there's this like little cognitive dissonance. That could be some of the astrology going on. You know, Mercury's going direct, finally out of shadow on the 11th. So you're going to step right back into your High Priestess inner power. Just know that this growth period is for your best and highest good. Get very clear on your intentions and just keep shining. Okay. All right. Who is up next? Does it go over to Jen?
Gonna be me. All right, and I have pulled for Jennifer Marsh. All right. So I pulled first from the Secrets of the Ancestors, and I've got Boo Boo the Fool. And so instantly I knew you're going on a new path. You're starting something completely fresh and new. We have, this is your moment to make a fresh start. Anything can happen. You are being called towards infinite opportunities. You will rise to the call, pack light and go for it. Leave behind the unnecessary. Ignore the judgments of others. You are leaping into a new phase. Boo Boo the Fool shows up to remind you of your unlimited potential and the power of taking small risks. This ancestor walks in the energy of optimism and trusting in life. We are all a bit foolish at times. Walk off of the cliff and trust that the net will appear. And so I pulled from the tarot the question of what is the situation? And I got the 5 of Wands. And what I got from that is that somebody needs to lead the way, and you're going to be the one that's going to be called into that place. And so, like, you've got a lot of people with a lot of good intentions, but they're going all in different directions. And you're the one that can kind of bring this all back together. And the why of this is because of, we've got the transformation, which is the death card. So things have to change. The way things have been going, it is just not working. And you are the one who can bring in this transformation. And the advice is the King of Wands. And so this is your energy. This is the energy that you're stepping into. And this is why you're the one that's going to be able to lead the way. You have the confidence and you have the know-how, you have the experience. On the bottom of the deck, we do have the Page of Cups, not the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups. And so I do think that you do have an opportunity coming in for you, potential partner coming in for you. And then I pulled with the Art of Manifestation. What can you do to help bring your manifestations in? And we got compromise. Are you in a situation where you need to make a compromise? Or are you compromising too much? This card could ask you to review your position and to be sure to find a solution that takes the needs of all parties into account, including yourself. And so I feel like maybe even the compromising too much is what got us into this energy right here of the 5 of Wands. And so now then someone has to take the lead and say, no, this is the way things need to go. All right, so we're going to move now to 3.
All right. I'm up, Jen?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got Gigi, and I think Gigi, you haven't had a card pull. And could we put up her question, Jen? Yeah. All right. So Gigi, welcome and thank you for being here. So I pulled some cards. I first started off with a card from the Sacred Geometry deck, and the message that I got was around allowance. It's a number 9, and 9s, of course, are at the end of a cycle. So the first message that I'm getting is that you're closing out an old cycle of some of your life experiences. I'm going to read this to you. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. So there's a message for you right now around surrender and allow the old to go away and to close out and the new to come in. And so I think you're going through some shedding. And I think probably most of us could say we're going through a whole lot of shedding right now of old belief systems, old ways of being, old traumas, things that just no longer are relevant for us anymore. So the first message from Spirit, Gigi, is around allow the old to go away, kiss it goodbye, honor it, and allow the new to come in, however Spirit wants to bring that. And Jen and I, on yesterday's Sunday message, we're talking about the cards that we pulled were the universe wants to give us what we want in terms of our intentions and what we choose to manifest, but we can't control the outcome of how Spirit brings to us, because Spirit is always going to bring us what we need versus what we want. And so if we allow things to come in the way that the universe wants to bring us without judgment, without fear, what is on your path and what is right for you will naturally just flow to you. So that was the first message. Second message, and this is from the Angel Guide deck, and this is around self-acceptance. And this is a beautiful card. It says you are making incredible efforts to heal, to release habits and thoughts that once held you back. Take a moment to look at yourself through the loving eyes of Mother, Father, God, and appreciate how far you've come and the adversity that you faced. Angels are wrapping their wings around you and encouraging you to see what they see, and they see you as perfect just the way you are. When this card appears, know that your self-esteem and confidence may have taken some knocks over the years, and you've had thoughts that are no longer serving you. But your angels want nothing more for you than for you to be happy and at peace. They're drawing close to you now. You have the ability to live the life that you love, but to experience that, you have to recognize that you are worthy. So there's a card here around accepting and loving who you are. And I tell you, this is the highest form of expression of love. Self-love is the highest order of love that we can get. We do not give ourselves permission to love ourselves. We've been conditioned to love everyone else but ourselves. So Gigi, there's a message that accept and love who you are first, because no one else can love us until we love ourselves and prioritize our self-love and self-care. All right. And then the last one, Wendy inspired me to get the Alice in Wonderland deck, and this is a great card. But all these messages, they're saying the same thing. This says, forget who you are or who you once were. And it's a 41 card, which goes to a 5, and 5s again are about change. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. And so the summation of this card is you are discovering what can happen when you rely less on conditioning, memory, old beliefs, and you focus on what the heart wants and be receptive, be open to new, be open to the new connections. So lastly, I pulled some tarot that just said, okay, where has Gigi been? I pulled the 5 of Swords. And of course, 5s are again about change. So this is another message of change. But you may have been surrounded, Gigi, by people who played with your heart, played games with you, mind games, heart games. They were cruel. They were not fair to you. And this may have resulted in some of the traumas and disconnection from spirit, because you may have believed their stories and not your own truth. And so spirit is saying your current energy is moving to strength. You have wonderful resilience, and never forget that. Spirit is reminding you, you are just a wealth of strength, inner courage, inner leadership, and you've got what it takes to close out the old cycles and to embrace the new. And I'm not making this up. Your future, where you're headed, is the Magician. Spirit really wants to help you manifest this next chapter of your life, but it's in the surrendering, it's in loving self, getting away from this 5 of Swords energy and anyone or anything associated with that, and just allowing the new to come in and loving who you are and respecting that you are authentic and you are a soul who is here to experience a human experience. And with that, I think, Gigi, you've got the world is your oyster. The world and the universe wants to bring you exactly what you want to manifest. And so put it out there. And as Dawn said, with the dandelion analogy, be the fool, take a leap of faith, because you've got what it takes, and you will get through this, and you will get to the other side where you will hear the messages from the angels, and you will manifest what you choose. So that's the reading. And Gigi, I hope that it helped. So Jen, are we ready to close out?
Can I just say something really quick? Gigi,
Yeah.
thank you for being here. Suri, thank you. You have me in tears. She needed that. She needed that.
Well, Gigi, just so glad that you're here. I'm feeling the emotion myself. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
So,
she needs
Do you
to
guys
hear it
see
from someone
all
who had
of the
been here.
synchronicities today? That, wow.
that is super. All right. Do we have time, or are we going to close, Jen?
I mean, we're right
We're
at the
about
hour.
at time. Yeah. All right.
I
So
can touch on the synchronicities with you guys, with all your cards you all pulled, if you want me to. I was kind of
yes,
taking notes of what you
yes.
guys all did.
Yeah, we got a
Um,
couple.
if
We got a
just
few
if I
minutes.
for a couple minutes. So we started with the willing release, okay, and then we had. I don't know if you saw my mouth drop open when Marsha pulled her growth card there with that. It's the circle of life. It's coming all back into the center. This was an accidental rogue card that I pulled yesterday in my yesterday's reading. And then the 44, which is the 8 of strength. That's the energy of today that Sari just pulled. All the fives. Everybody pulled fives. So I had 2 fives. Marsha pulled the 5 of Pentacles also. And then Sari just pulled the 5 of Swords. Jen had the 5 of Wands. So all those fives of change that are coming through big time, letting go of conditioning that Sari was just talking about. That was the 10 of Pentacles, that father energy that Liz talked about there with her 3-4, with the 4-4-4. Of course, the 44 shine the light, but that is a 12 of the, with all the birds and the communication, a lot of messages communicating to spirit. Today, they're trying to get those messages through. I mean, just, oh my gosh. And getting the groove back, shining brighter with that high priestess energy too. High priestess, Empress with the 12s, the channeler of truth. Those messengers are coming in big time. The close encounters, that has been coming up in this particular deck, as well as far as how I relate Mount Shasta, close encounters. Boop, 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 boop. And this really the allowance energy, the surrendering, seeing your own uniqueness. Cerise said self-acceptance. That is the Virgo 1 energy of going, oh, this has all been for a reason. I'm going through this uniquely for a reason, and accepting that. Not only that, having gratitude for that. The leopard that was in that card Jen had, I think it was the King of Wands, that came out 2 separate decks yesterday as advice. So guys, remember again, this is all for everybody. Even though we're picking specific people or answering specific questions, you're here swimming in this energy. Okay, so take everything that everybody said. You have amazing readers here in front of you. Take everything everybody said there and put it in your own story and pull out the pieces. You'll know which ones ding for you. I got so many dings just on everything all my co-hosts were saying. Like, it was just like, yes, yes, yes energy today. So I think that was amazing. And those were only just a few of the things. There's more here, but just so you can kind of get the general consensus, changes afoot. It's how we're looking at it instead of, oh no, this is terrible. What is this bringing for me? Shifting our perspective of it not being scary, but being excited about it. Being excited.
I
Thanks,
saw the
guys, for letting
changes
me.
grow, not just change, it was growth that was coming. And
Yeah.
so, with all of the full energy, taking that leap of faith, the trusting, I think that it's positive changes coming. So it's not just change.
That's
Yeah,
great.
double fools. And just seeing the way we look at the word change, right? Like, can we change it to growth?
Yeah.
Marsha, read that card.
That was, I know. I was like,
Not
What is
loving
it?
yourself. Not loving. Okay, third time's a charm. Not loving yourself is total bullshit. Knock it off.
That's great. Well, with that, I think there's no more that needs to be said. Some great messages today, and we are so grateful that you've joined us today. There was a question from Dear around, do we do lives? We do them Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we typically will pull cards for as many people as we can work in with some key messages and conversations. So join us again on Friday. We have daily content. We have readings every day of the week. Again, we are so grateful and honored that you are supporting this community, because we are one community all together in one spirit. So again, have a wonderful week. We will let you go on to your day's activities, sending lots of love and hugs to everyone out there. And we will see you next time. Take care.